How's it going, everyone? I hope you're all doing well. For this week's video, I thought it would be fun to do a sort of kit unboxing video with this Dimensions Gold Collection cross-stitch kit I got off of eBay, and also do sort of a comparison to see the difference between kits of 30 years ago and more recent kits you would buy today, like this Japanese garden one I got recently. So let's hop right in. So this pattern I have here is called Thunder Ridge, and the artwork is by Chris Cummings. And I was really drawn to this sort of dramatic dark blue stormy background and the more warm, brighter pops of color of the horses here. And I just thought this was a gorgeous design and I really wanted to stitch it. And we can see also from this cover page that it was originally released in the year 1997. So that makes it just about 30 years old, which I thought was super cool. And another super interesting thing that came with this kit was the original Michaels receipt. We can see here it was bought May 22nd of the year 2000 for about $30.99. But whoever purchased this originally got a 50% discount, so really they only paid $14.50 for this kit. But if you were to purchase a Dimensions Gold Collection kit today, which is not out of print, it'll run you anywhere from $40 to $60 today. Now, the second difference I noticed between these two kits is the packaging itself. Previously, I could see it came in sort of a gift bag style packaging, which can double as a project bag, versus in more recent kits, which comes in sort of this plastic folio type case you can unlock here, and also close back up, keep things from falling out. Now let's take a look at what comes inside the kit itself. Here we are. See, it comes in this plastic sleeve, and as expected, we've got all our floss, fabric, and a paper pattern. There we go. All right. And I can see the biggest difference between this kit and more recent kits is that your floss is not pre-sorted for you. We can see here the first step is to sort our colors, and the way they differentiate them is that they have these different yarns in each bundle. So we got a blue one, a white yarn. I believe there's also a green yarn in here too. Yeah, here's the green yarn bundle. And so the first step with starting this kit is that we need to organize and label our floss ourselves. Versus in recent kits, you'll see here they've got them pre-sorted and organized on these floss cards for you. Now for the fabric, this kit comes with an 18 count, sort of like a dark navy blue Aida cloth. And I can see similarly with recent kits, the edges are not finished, so I will probably run a zigzag stitch across the edge to keep them from fraying. And I can see they gave us 2 needles here, which is nice to have a spare backup. One thing I noticed, they did include the selvage as part of the cut, so I wonder how that will affect my borders here. I don't want to cut it off to make my margin too narrow, so I'll probably just keep them. Now for the instructions, I noticed with the vintage kit, they're all in English, whereas in more recent kits, we'll have translations in both English, French, and Spanish. And I also noticed that the paper is a bit different. In recent kits, it'll have this glossy, thicker paper, which I believe is a little bit more durable, versus this kit has more of like a regular matte printer paper texture to it. And the final difference I wanted to point out between these two kits is how they provide the symbol keys. You can see in this vintage kit here, let me zoom you guys in. You can see in the vintage kit, they've got sections and describe each color with the name itself rather than using color codes. And I also noticed all the blended threads, which is where you use one strand of one color and a strand of a different color, are all highlighted in red here. And we've got different sections to describe what kind of stitch we're using. For example, we've got our blended full cross stitches in this section here, our blended half cross stitches, regular full cross, half cross, and also our French knots and back stitching details here. So I think this way of doing it is prone to error because you have to guess which color you're using based off the color description here. Whereas in newer kits, we will have all of our symbols tabulated in sort of this key. So we've got both the color code and the color description here, as well as the symbol and whether you're using full cross or half cross here. And for blended threads, they'll just have a larger row here telling us to use one strand of this thread and one strand of this other thread here for this symbol, which I also think is really nice. And yeah, I hope you guys found that interesting. I plan on starting this kit as soon as I'm 50% done with Pandemic here, which is coming up pretty quick because currently I'm about halfway done with page 9, which means I've just got one more page until I hit that 50% mark. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon in next week's video.